know what? Wait 1 second. It's time I finally actually wear an Eagles hat on camera. Let's go. Alright, man. This game means a lot. I look weird with the hat on, I know, but this game right now, Packers and the Eagles, Monday Night Football at the Link. This game means a lot. And we're going to blow this team out. I'm done. I'm done with any more excuses. I don't care about this or that. The Eagles need this win if they want to keep the playoff hopes alive. And I said it a week ago. I predict the Eagles to make the playoffs regardless of the Seattle game, if we win or lose. And we lost. We put up an effort, or at least an effort to some degree. Now it's time to move on, and let's focus on Monday night. And you look at the 4-6 Green Bay Packers, the 2016 Green Bay Packers, they aren't about shit right now. They are struggling, and it's gonna get worse for them. They gotta play the Eagles. They gotta come to Philly on Monday night. They have to play Carson Wentz, and guess who we brought up from the freaking practice squad? It's about damn time. Paul Turner. Nelson Agholor needs to sit it a week or two, get his mind sorted out. He can come back when he's ready, when coach thinks he's ready, when everyone thinks he's ready. See if he can help us beat the division rivals in 2 weeks. So we play Washington in 2 weeks. We're going to need all the help we can get at wide receiver. But before I even think about those games, we're going to focus on this game. Like I said, the Packers aren't about shit right now, and they are struggling so hard. And it's do or die for the Eagles if they want to make the playoffs. And I predict that they can do it. I think that they can do it. And I know that they will. And to win this game, you're just going to have to play smart football. You're playing Aaron Rodgers. You're playing Jordy Nelson. Those are the two. You're playing Randall Cobb. You're playing veterans who know football on this Packers offense, but you're an aggressive defense. And this is something that we need to see from Jim Schwartz. He needs to be aggressive. Way more aggressive. You saw against Seattle, he did not blitz him at all. Russell Wilson got hit 6 times. He was sacked once. That's not going to do it. That's not going to win you football games. Look at what we did to Matt Ryan. Look at what we did to Sam Bradford. Look at what we did to Big Ben. That's how we won against these big name teams that no one expected us to win against. We come up against one of the best teams in the NFC East. We don't do anything against the freaking struggling offensive line of Seattle, and we pay the price for it, and we lose the game. But Aaron Rodgers, he's a different story. We know how great he can be when he's on his A game. And lately he hasn't. But watch this game be the one game where he actually does decide, hey, I'm back. It's time to play. Because I'm not looking at this game as a loss. I'm looking at this game as a win. It's another statement for the Eagles for when we go home or when we actually go to Cincinnati. My mistake. We play Cincinnati before anything else. Right. Or at least after this week. But defensively, you need to get after Aaron Rodgers. You need to cover Jordy Nelson. The running game of Green Bay is not that great. But then again, there are teams that we have played who make their running game look like an unstoppable force. Look at Washington. Look at freaking Seattle. Seattle's running game isn't that great, but we made them look like they were the best in the NFL. We can't have that happen against certain teams like this. Eddie Lacy is what? Is he still injured? I don't even know. But their running game is not that great. Offensively, you're going to need to find ways to utilize your freaking... I say it every single freaking week. You need to utilize your players better. This goes out to Coach Peterson goes out to the entire organization, and Greg Lewis needs to do his job and actually teach these wide receivers what to do. That illegal formation penalty on Jordy Nelson, on Nelson Agholor, though it was his fault, guys, I don't even know. I feel like that wouldn't have been a mistake if he's actually getting taught what to do properly. And I know Nelson Agholor hasn't been doing too well this entire season, but when you look at that, that's something that he never does. I don't know what happened there, and most likely it's just all his fault, but Greg Lewis, we know he wasn't the greatest wide receiver. He had one great catch in the Super Bowl that was a touchdown in 2004, that's it. And we have him here as a coach because he's friends with the coach, Doug Peterson. They were old roommates, or not roommates, teammates. They were old teammates and everything like that. But still, there are a lot of issues in this coaching staff that we have. But Carson Wentz needs help out there. You can't have him throw 45 times in one game and expect to win. Against Seattle was probably the worst game that he's ever played. He had 2 touchdowns, he had 2 interceptions, yes. But he threw 45 times and he did not do too well. These wide receivers haven't been catching the ball. I don't know what else I can say. But we need to find out how to outsmart Mike McCarthy and his defense, his struggling Packers defense. Darren Sproles, luckily, thank God, is expected to play regardless of the rib injury that he suffered against Seattle. Ryan Matthews is day-to-day. Big V is going to be out until Lane Johnson is back. And luckily we got Paul Turner and Bryce Treggs on the 53-man roster, so I really expect to see something from those two. If I don't see anything from those two wide receivers, then I don't know what to expect, because we've seen Nelson Agholor struggle. We've seen Jordan Matthews lead the way as our lead wide receiver, but he isn't doing that amazing of a job. And Zach Ertz is on and off. Brett Selleck and Trey Burton have great plays and then are called out into the sidelines for the next 5 plays, and we never see them ever again. Brett Selleck made a great play in the first quarter that really led the drive down to take a 7-6 lead, and then we don't see him ever again after that. Trey Burton, he had a few catches, and that's it. Zach Ertz, the one time we really see him is when he gets that freaking, like a 58-yard catch and run that was called back by Nelson Agholor's penalty. I feel like we always kill ourselves, and that's the reason why we lose games that we should win, or at least we have a shot at winning. Goes back to Detroit. Ryan Matthews fumbles, and they score the field goal, and Carson Wentz throws his first interception to cap off the first Eagles loss of the season. Washington. We just killed ourselves. Offensively, we couldn't get anything started. Defensively, we couldn't stop the run. Like, we had no answers for this team. Kirk Cousins had a friggin' MVP caliber game against us, like he always does for the past 4 games, for the past 2 seasons. That's always ever done, is torch us. And then Dallas. Oh, don't even get me started on Dallas. We're winning in the 4th quarter by over 10 points. They come back, and you think, yeah, if we can just get a field goal, we can win the game. It's 4 minutes left. No biggie. No. It's like 3rd down and 2, and we're going to pass it, a screen pass to Darren Sproles. We lose yardage. We get knocked out of field goal position, or at least in Coach Doug Peterson's eyes, we get knocked out of field position. You know, it would have been like a 56-yard field goal when Caleb Sturgis has already made a freaking 58-yard field goal, so he punts it. And they lead the drive down to tie up the game, and then in overtime, we don't even get a shot at beating them. And then Giants. He goes from being too conservative to too aggressive. Goes for it on 4th down twice in the 2nd quarter, when we're in field goal range, when in the end you look at the score, we lost by 5 points. Now this. Seattle. Freaking Seattle. Just a terrible game. The defense looked like they played with no heart. Nelson Agholor couldn't get out of his own mind. And Carson Wentz is trying to do too much. Jim Schwartz isn't making the play calls that we need. Coach Doug Peterson's not doing anything about it. You watch Nelson Agholor drop a really pivotal catch in the second or the third quarter that could really help us out in tying up the game or freaking giving us a shot at taking the lead. He drops it and yeah, he stays in, right? The second biggest mistake of Nelson Agholor's freaking career in one game. And we end up losing the game. I don't care what happens. I will always wear this hat. I will always rep this team. But in these 5 games, you look at what's happened. You can't put it all on the players, but the coaches. I said it when we lost to Dallas. I said it when we lost to New York. I said it when we lost to Detroit. Doug Peterson sometimes doesn't know what he's doing. And you look at how he handled Atlanta. He handled them pretty well. One of the best teams in the NFC. The best offense in the NFC. Limiting them to 15 points when they averaged 33 to 32 or 34 points a game. And then a week later, we go to play Seattle. And it's like that never happened. Or at least, it's like that team that we saw a week ago just couldn't do anything. We're playing Aaron Rodgers. The Aaron Rodgers. Jordy Nelson is getting healthier and healthier as the season goes on. Clay Matthews is back for a second straight game after injury. The running game is not what Green Bay usually has. The defense is struggling so badly. Either we blow this team out like I expected us to get redemption for the last time we played them back in 2014, after we blew out Carolina to really give us that boost in the NFC East, in the NFC in general, to go up against Green Bay, to go up against Seattle, and they embarrass us. And then we get shot down. And we lose the NFC East just like that. To Dallas. But this year's a different story. We have the advantage. We're the better team as of right now. Let's show Green Bay what we really are. And show the entire NFL what they really are. I mean, the Redskins already did that for us. Freaking blew them out like 42 to 27, right? Something like that. I predict and I'm rooting for Dallas on Thanksgiving tomorrow. Yes, I'm recording this in advance because I had the passion to do this right now. If the Redskins can lose and the Philly Eagles can win, the Eagles, they would be 6-4. Or no, they would be 6-5. And the Redskins would be 6-4-1. And the Redskins go to play Arizona in Arizona. We go to play Cincinnati. That's another win that we can take. But then Washington comes to Philly. If the Eagles really want this division, or this wild card spot, if they really want to prove who they really are, or at least give them a statement for the future, you win tomorrow, you win Monday night, you win next week, and you put the Redskins down. But right now we're focusing on Green Bay. Enough with the shitty play calling, enough with not helping your team out, not without helping your players that are struggling like Nelson Agholor, like Carson Wentz. Enough with the locker room breakdowns. Brandon Graham telling Malcolm Jenkins to shut up. This entire organization could crumble down if we lose this game. just like it did when Chip Kelly tore our entire team to shreds last year. I'm not looking for that again. I actually have hope for what this team has right now. If we can beat Green Bay, that hope will continue on. Just gotta stay on the right page and they have to make plays happen. The wildcard spot is open. It's open right now for Philly and Minnesota and Washington. Washington has seat 6, and right behind them is Minnesota and Philly. So let's win Monday night. Let's win at Cincinnati. Let's win against Washington. Let's take the wildcard spot. Let's show the NFL what the Eagles really are. Or unless you really want to show them what we can be, and that's a shitty team. Because every single season, I swear, we show off that we can be a good team or a fucking disgrace of a team. And I hate saying that word about my Philadelphia Eagles, but last year I said that 3 times. I don't want to say that now. So please, do what's necessary, make smart play calling, and take this game. Go 5-0 at home. Keep your hopes alive. And don't give up if you are one of those Eagles fans that decides to throw in the towel, take the hat off, just throw it away, and look for a better season next year. That's not who we are. If you're a fan like that, then please get off this channel, unsubscribe, and watch something else. But I don't deal with people like that. This is Sacred Eagle. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great weekend. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's get at these Packers.